Hey guys, Sierra here for another Saturday here on This Is Our Story. Today I'm going to be discussing my 10 favorite albums. There's only 9 CDs here. I promise I can count. One of them I do not own. The albums that I'm going to talk about, they're in no particular order. I did not want to try and rank in order of how much I like them because that would be impossible. I could not do that. First off, we have Hold Me Down by You Me at 6. I think Hold Me Down is like a perfect fall album. It's a perfect all year round album, but in the fall I just listen to it front to back so much. Absolutely wonderful. It's the album that got me into You Me at 6, which was a great choice. My favorite track probably have to be between Underdog and Hard to Swallow. Too many good songs, too many good choices. Next, Everything's Fine by The Somerset. Every time we are listening to this album, my dad feels the need to mimic Brian Dill's. And I actually pre-ordered this album when I was first getting into The Somerset. I didn't really know that much about him. I bought Love Like This and I liked it, so I figured, you know, why not? I'll probably like their new music, and I did. I wish they would play more songs off of this CD because it is such a gem. My favorite off of this would probably have to be the bonus track. It's called Crash. I don't know if it's on like an iTunes version or what, but Crash is a wonderful song. So next we have I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning by Bright Eyes. All the songs on it are absolutely fantastic. It has First Day of My Life, which is the one Bright Eyes song that most people probably know. It took me way too long to get into Bright Eyes. For a long time I thought it was just too peculiar for my taste, but I am so in love with it now. Oh. I just rambled on for about 30 seconds about why you should listen to a song that is not even on this CD. Okay. So, favorite track off of this album that is actually on this album is Poison Oak. It's a very, very lovely song. Next, Yours Truly by Paradise Fears. What a shock. Honestly, this is probably my favorite album of all time. I'm not gonna beat around the bush because I love this album so much. I have listened to every song on this CD way too much. I love them all pretty equally, but Violet will always be my favorite Paradise Fears song. #1 jam. It is probably the fault of that song that I immediately got into Paradise Fears. Next, we have Everything in Transit by Jack's Mannequin. For this album, I actually have my friend May to thank. She was like super into Jack's Mannequin the summer that they broke up, last summer. So yeah, she would keep telling me like, listen to Jack's Mannequin, listen to Jack's Mannequin. And eventually I gave in, and I was very glad that I did, even though Andrew McMahon is off doing his own thing now, which is very good. This is a beautiful album. It's got a really sunny California feel to it, which is a lot different than the rest of the Jack's albums, which is not to say like they're not good, but the mood of the others is just very different. On Everything in Transit, I'd have to say La 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 is my favorite track, but it bounces around a lot because every song is just so good. Next we have Viva La Cobra by Cobra Starship. This is like all I listened to freshman year of high school. I loved Cobra Starship so much, and then their albums just kept getting worse and worse. This is also an album that I have a lot of trouble picking a favorite off of because all of them just like so much nostalgia, and I just love all of them pretty equally. I'd say probably The City Is at War. Good things. Very good things. Next, Ever After by Marianas Trench. Ever After is just one of those albums that it's like musical genius. Each song flows into the next one, and it's the coolest thing. I continue to just be in awe of that album in its entirety every single time I listen to it. Favorite off of that album, Stutter. When I saw that song live for the first time, the videos of that song, you can't really hear the song because I'm too busy screaming like a dying animal in the background. It's very sad. And now, Night Visions by Imagine Dragons. Yes, just yes. from the very first song, I knew that like I was going to love that album. I am still not sick of like a single track on there. Even like hearing them on the radio so much, I just get really proud and happy. Favorite track, it's definitely On Top of the World. It is a song that belongs on like every happy song playlist out there. Next we have Deja Vu by Brand New. Listen to this album. Listen to this album. I feel kind of bad rambling about this album because I feel like it speaks for itself. It's just one of those like really, really important albums. Favorite track on this one would definitely have to be Sick Transit Gloria. That is the first song off of this album, and I think the first Brand New song I ever heard. My final favorite album is the 1975 self-titled that they just recently released. I do not own a copy of that album. I want to. I actually had to get very acquainted with that album very fast because before I had even listened to it, I chose to write a review on it for the literary magazine for the residential college at MSU. I had to sit in Starbucks and listen to that album over and over and over until I felt like I knew it well enough to write a review on it. It was not any trouble at all. That is a flawless album. My favorite track is Settle Down. I cannot stop listening to that song. I think it has actually become a problem. So yeah, hopefully you guys will want to check some of these albums out afterwards. Yeah. Alright.